Whose idea was it to stick you with the Bodydonnas? Was it yours?
Mine.
Yours?
Yes, I went up to Bill Watts and told him the idea I had, and he liked it.
Yeah. What was Bill Watts like?
He was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like really cool. And I think it was right after SummerSlam. They had a thing where remember the whole thing with Skip and Barry Horowitz.
Yeah.
And then I think Hakushi fought Barry Horowitz, and Skip tried to do something, and he got Hakushi to lose. And then Hakushi came out and turned babyface, helping Barry Horowitz. So then the next TV or the next day or something, they were supposed to have Hakushi versus Skip, and he came out with a bad arm, and I was going to fight Hakushi instead. And I went up to Bill Watts and I said, "Yeah, I see that you have me with Skip and Sunny." And he goes, "Yeah, well, you're just gonna take Skip's place." And I said, "Well, how about if you make it like I'm aspiring to be a Bodydonna?" And he was like, "Yeah, I like the idea." So they did it.
Yeah, that's awesome. What was when people found out that Bill Watts was coming? Because he's got another reputation. I mean, you can ask 20 different people about him, and everybody will tell you something different about Bill Watts. What was the thing going on? What was the atmosphere like when everybody heard Bill Watts was coming in?
A lot of people said he's gonna straighten a lot of shit out here. It was positive, I think.
Yeah.
Mostly positive.
Yeah.
I don't remember much negative stuff.
Right.
There was only a handful of people there that had worked for him, but I thought there were some goof things remember when he was in WCW, he wouldn't let you go off the top rope, and he wouldn't put floor mats. That's stupid. And I thought, well, yeah, that is kind of stupid, but I don't think he's gonna do that here because Vince is Vince,
Right.
And but when I met him, and when I heard what he had to say in the meetings and stuff, he was cool. I was happy.
Right. When did you wind up doing Singled Out? I know that you and the whole Bodydonnas went up there and did Singled Out, right? You, Chris and Tammy?
No.
Oh, no?
No. I did Singled Out right before, well, I don't know if it was before I started on TV. It was before I started on the road with WWF. But it was, I was already Rad Radford.
Okay.
But just, I don't know if I had been on TV yet.
Okay.
And, I had a friend in LA who said, "Hey, man, I'm going on Singled Out." And I told the producer that, I have a friend who's a wrestler who's in WWF and he wants you to come. So I said, okay, so I went. And I couldn't believe all the people that saw me, Kevin Nash coming up to me, going, "Come here. How could you not tell me that you were on Singled Out? You didn't think I would see you?" And so people knew, all kinds of people knew I was on Singled Out. And then it wasn't until a year and a half later when I was already, done with them that Sonny, Tammy went and was a picker, picked the guys.
Huh.
And me and Chris were both there.
Just hanging out?
Yeah, we just hung out. And, I tried to flirt with Jenny McCarthy, and we tried to talk to the producers. They both the producers knew who we were.
Yeah.
So they were really cool to us. And we just kind of hung out. Pretty fun.
Cool. Is that something that you want to get into, like after wrestling, acting? And I know you were on 90210 too.
Yeah, I was on 90210, just, not doing much.
How did you get that?
Right when I was done with WWF, I registered with this agency and an extra agency or whatever, and a 90210 thing came up, and I called to see if I could get it, and they said yeah, so I went and I did it, and that was it.
Did anybody recognize you?
No, well, I think a couple people, but I didn't have that close of a shot.
Right.
But it was still cool, because that was my favorite show.
Right.
So it was cool, I was who's gonna be here today? That was really cool.
Cool. Did you say you wanted to get into acting afterwards?
Well, I don't know. It's just getting into wrestling was so hard. After so many years trying to get a break, I couldn't imagine starting from scratch again, doing something like that.
Yeah.
Now if I could use my wrestling as a vehicle to where I could start, if I was gonna get to act as a as a wrestler, I would never want to portray a wrestler.
Yeah.
But if I was, hey, he's a wrestler and give him a shot. If I was able to get into acting because of my wrestling, like Bret Hart did or whatever, Roddy Piper, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And plus, since I live out there, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
I know that Barry Blaustein, one that's doing the documentary on wrestling, has already came out, and I've had a couple meetings with him out in L.A.
Cool.
Because he wants to use me on that documentary, and he wants to use my story or whatever of my career.
What do you think about that documentary? Do you think it's good for wrestling?
I think it is. I can't. I'm still yet to to figure out what the catch is going to be like, or what the draw is going to be. It kind of seems boring.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know what he has in mind, but so far from the footage, how are you going to explain like Terry Funk and Louie Spicolli and whoever else just kind of wandering around the ring and putting boots on, and ooh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know how he's going to portray it.
You never know. Maybe to somebody like you that's been in the business for so long, you might see it as boring because it's every day. But to somebody that,
well, yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
No matter what, but I just I hope that it's successful. I can't figure out yet what the angle is going to be to make it a draw.
You think it's good for wrestling when they show like everybody? I know they were taking pictures of everybody watching the monitor at the ECW show, like everybody putting spots together, stuff like that. You think that's good or?
No, I don't know. I don't know if they showed people putting spots together. I know that they showed people watching them on. I don't know. I have to I have to see how it comes out on.
I know they were filming. I don't know if they're going to use it or not, but I know they did have the camera in a couple of people's faces when they were.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to come out.
Yeah, I guess that all depends on what it looks like after the final cut.
Yes,
more or less. Going back to the WWF thing, if we went up to somebody now that knew you in the WWF, say one of the bookers or somebody, what would they say? What do you think they would say about Louie Spicolli? If they say, what do you think of Louie Spicolli?
Well, they'd probably say, "Oh, he's a good kid."
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd say anything bad about me.
Yeah. You think they'd say anything good?
I think they would.
Yeah.
But if they had anything bad to say about me, I don't think they would.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're gonna go out and start saying negative things about people.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do anything bad to get let go.
Yeah.
I didn't go pee on a girl or fucking try to beat up Vince or anything like that. I got sick, so I think that they were worried that I was going to be a health risk and fall over and die in the middle of the ring. So, I don't really know. I don't really know. All they said to me was that, it's hard for a person to get a shot in WWF, and it's hard for a person to get their spot. And I was fortunate enough to get my spot. And since I had gotten sick, I lost it, and they were going to have to let me go.
Wow.